Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing? Thanks again for tuning in to another pre-market watch list, and hopefully today we can help some of you guys determine what you're going to trade for the day, myself included. Oop, let's get that off. Boom. All right, good stuff. So good morning to all of you. Something that will be changed, I will starting the stream earlier so that way some of you guys can get on and then I'll be hopping on later. That was a recommendation. So from now on, we're going to do kind of like a waiting screen. So the stream will start, you guys will get notified, and that way you'll kind of already be online here, and then I'll hop on a few minutes later just so that way nobody misses the beginning. It was something that somebody mentioned in one of the comments, and I was like, that'll be a really great idea. Don't know why I haven't been doing that. Probably because I'm lazy and there's things in life that I don't want to do. And anyways, I will start doing that, and it is a good approach to what we're doing here. So to the gentleman, whoever you are out and about in this world, thank you for that comment on YouTube. It might have been one of the most helpful comments I've received all year long. Cheers to you, brother. Good morning, guys. Yes, good morning. So sorry, wasn't online yesterday. I ended up taking the day off, had some things I had to take care of in the morning, so wasn't really around to trade. Just kind of helped our private group out in the morning, and then took off before trading as I had to take care of some things. So I didn't come on YouTube yesterday. Just spent the time in our private group earlier in the morning, as I wasn't going to be there throughout the day. All right. So a lot of people are talking about General Electric. So real quick, let me give you a run through. We have Microsoft had earnings, Tesla had earnings, PayPal, Visa, Wynn Resorts, Qualcomm, and then there's even more. There's UPS, and then there's even more. There's a bunch of other ones that I don't really follow, but again, just really picking out the big name companies that have had earnings today is where my attention is going to be at. All right. Absolutely. We should definitely be able to get 232 likes right now. Everybody online, smash the like button. Anyways, let's get started. So here we are. This is the first stock. This is probably going to be my main stock that I'm trading today, which is Facebook. So it's a no-brainer here. Facebook had a pretty aggressive gap up. The stock gapped from about 150 to 170. So basically 20 points, $20 per share. Facebook has gone up this morning. All right. Thank you for all those that give a like. I appreciate it. So Facebook up 20 points per share this morning on an earnings report. Now, I haven't had enough time to really sit down and go through the earnings report and see what's so positive about it. So I will say that I'm a little behind schedule in terms of knowing what exactly is going on with the earnings report. So I can't give any insight there. But in terms of the technical analysis side, we know that Facebook is up 20 points this morning from after hours to pre-market today. That's a big move. We also know that a lot of times when these big companies like this gap up, they're also they gap up this big, they're very susceptible to falling out of the gates. So we're going to be watching, or I'm going to be watching Facebook initially for a short play and watching it to see if it kind of falls down into this 164 to 162 range. And then at that point, I'll probably watch Facebook for a dip buy. So as long as it doesn't just crash pre-market, I think it'll be good for an early morning short out of the gates. Again, hopefully all the stars align and the market pulls back out of the gates. That would also help the cause for a short on Facebook. Now, I don't think Facebook's just going to fall to, just completely fall all day long. But I think in the morning, since this big gap up, I think we'll see a nice short play of some profit taking or just an early morning wash on Facebook after this big shoot. To the upside, we'll see it wash out, probably base, and then it will look for a move back up is what I think we'll see. All right. Mike, I would say that looking at GameStop now, it's like a shoulda, woulda, coulda situation, but at the end of the day, it's one play. There'll be plenty more like it. But if any of you guys did take that recommendation on shorting GameStop a month ago, good job. Congratulations. So Facebook, main one here today, just going to be watching it short down to probably the 162 to 164. That's really my first initial play. And then if it can base out around one of these support levels I have on the chart, then I'll probably watch it for a long. But again, this is a very interesting play. Big gap up today on Facebook. Tyrone, you can play puts if you're more comfortable doing options trading on it. There's nothing wrong with doing that. If you're more comfortable shorting shares of the stock, there's nothing wrong with that. It's all personal preference and probably what you would do best with. All right. Next one on the list that I'm watching is PayPal. So PayPal's kind of interesting. I like the way it was gapping down, and then I like the way that it bounced and then just kind of held resistance here around this $89 mark and then started trailing off to the downside here. Based on looking at PayPal, it doesn't appear that PayPal has a super large amount it could drop based on its most previous support that it would run into. I have I have a support down here at about $85.60 for PayPal. So I like the way it's gapping down. I like the way it's trailing off. I think PayPal is going to be a short on the day, down to probably 85. So I'm going to be watching PayPal short down to 85 today as well. You know, it already rejected off of this, call it $89 level. You know, it would have been nice to be getting short around there, but it is what it is. So I'll be watching it as it curls around and looking forward to break down to the downside, down to really 85.60. That would be kind of my main target for PayPal today. All right, so for those of you asking questions there, what's going on, Cold Signals, brother man? So those of you asking questions about the NASDAQ or the SPY, if you're not familiar or didn't know, and I wasn't really trading yesterday, so I don't know it as good as I probably would if I were trading yesterday, but I think the Feds there was a Fed meeting, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, feel free to correct me if I sound just completely incorrect, but correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure the Fed meeting discussed that they don't see any further rate hikes throughout 2019, or that was kind of something in the talks, is whether or not we're going to have more interest rate hikes. And I think there was talks of there not being any more. And then next thing you know, the market squeezed up like crazy. So that is something to take note of. I got to do some more research today. Yesterday I wasn't on, so basically anything that happened yesterday I'm a little off with. So anyways, Fed meeting happened, market shoots up. So that's kind of why we're seeing that play today, with the markets all being up. All right, so PayPal again falling it short. Now there are a few more. Now you guys can tell me if you want me to go over these. The other ones I would recommend you guys keeping on watch today. So Facebook and PayPal are kind of my main ones that I'm going to watch. But I'll also be watching Tesla, Visa, Microsoft, WYNN, and Qualcomm. Now, I don't have to go over all these because that would be a lot. If there's some ones that you guys want me to take a look at, I can do that. Really complete. Oh, I will mention this one. Let's see if it's still good. Hold on one second. Jeez, come on. All right, maybe not. There was this penny stock, SCYX. It was kind of running up this morning, but as you can see now, it's kind of selling off. So this is just something to take note of. SCYX, little penny stock here. Yeah, maybe that was it. Maybe patient. So yeah, it looks like we got some Visa players in here. I'll take a look at Visa here. So Visa has pretty good volume pre-market. It's not like nobody's watching Visa. Obviously, people definitely are with this type of volume you're seeing. And I would have to say, based on just the direction of Microsoft, I would typically say it's a short. See, now, I have had zero time to look at any of the actual earnings reports today, so everything's just pure technical analysis right now. But we know Intel had bad earnings. Intel, again, is very similar, not completely, but similar to Microsoft, but AMD had good earnings. So I think Microsoft's kind of caught in this whim between what happened with Intel and how AMD had a relatively good earnings. So I think it's kind of caught right in the middle. And so when it comes to, oh wow, this is Visa, excuse me. I lost track and thought it was Microsoft for a second, so completely erased that. With Visa, again, I didn't look into their earnings report here, but we know that it pushed up after hours, sold into, and it's struggling ever since pre-market to really push up. What we do notice here is right now we're starting to get a small curl on the 5-minute chart up over the volume weighted average price, over the 9 moving average. So right now price action is in between the 50 and the 9 and a few other moving averages. So this is one where it's kind of odd. It's kind of an odd trader just because it hasn't really shown its true colors yet. It almost looked like it was a short rolling over. Now it's recovered the VWAP. So when it comes to Visa, this is something in my mind I would be a little patient with and just wait until the market opens, because so far pre-market it doesn't give me that feel that it's for sure a short. But I am leaning more to the short side on Visa. Now if Visa does break down, let's see how far it could really go. Let's see, last earnings, it moved not a lot on that one. This earnings, it moved a little bit more, which was 140 to 133, so 7 points. And then today it's moved so far from that high, which is 140 down to 133. So yeah, it's already moved 7 points. So I think Microsoft, what we'll see with this, I think we're going to see Microsoft trade within the range from 132. I don't think Microsoft's necessarily going to break the pre-market low, and if it does, I don't think it'll break by much. From 142 to 132, that's a $10 per share move. And that's well above what Visa typically moves on its earnings day. So I think it's probably going to be an awkward trader right in the middle of its range. So Ronnie, it kind of changes. Like, personally, I like to make like 20. I mean, really, my goal is always about 20,000 a month. So that means on average, I should hit $1,000 a day, which I can theoretically easily do if I don't mess everything up on a day. So that's typically where I aim. I like to use earnings whispers for earnings report things. Andrew, David Bean, everything you asked is yes. Everything that you asked in that question is yes. Weekly, no, I'd already answered that question. Okay. Yeah, and I meant Visa. You're absolutely right. All right. What's going on, Antonio Evans, brother man? Good to see you here. All right, so I'll take a look here at, what was it? Yeah, somebody asked about Qualcomm earlier. So I will mention this. I do like Qualcomm because Qualcomm does typically have a good range on its earnings day, from what I've noticed. Like, look at this. Last time it had earnings, it gapped down and then it dropped from 60 down to 57. So that was about a 3-point move. Then the one before that, where'd it go? I was there. No, not that one. So then the one before that, it gapped up and it moved from 61 to 63. So Qualcomm has on average about a $3 to $4 move after its earnings, meaning once earnings pre-market takes place, the bell opens, and then it usually moves $3 to $4 in whatever direction it picks. So today, with what Qualcomm's doing, so far it hasn't pushed higher pre-market, all right? But the gap up did start up, so sentiment is most likely bullish right now. So I'd be following Qualcomm here. It's kind of like a 50-50. Ideally, since the gap started up, you'll think that it's probably a long, but at the same time, this really is just a 50-50 wedge where it's going up, down, consolidate, up, down. So really, it could break out of this wedge at the bell at either direction. So probably just going to wait for a break and then see what the sentiment's like if I were to trade Qualcomm today. But Qualcomm will most likely move about $3 to $4 per share in either direction once it opens. So now you know the range. So if you look and Qualcomm's already moved $3, $4 a share, then it's probably too late to trade Qualcomm as it's already moved that range. Yeah, Apple. I know Apple did gap up yesterday. Well, it was earnings. It was Apple's earnings yesterday, so it did gap up. Apple was pretty strong yesterday for the most part. Yeah, I would watch for an early morning sell-off, just a little bit of a pullback on Facebook, and then probably watch it long. I wouldn't be short bias on Apple yet. All right. DWDP, haven't heard that ticker in a long time, and so just by the name, I'm gonna probably go with I don't want to trade it. Let's see. Yeah, what is this? DuPont. It's been a long time since I've ever watched this, but the earnings are volatile. I will say that. Yeah, let me put it this way. Like, I've never really traded DuPont, so I don't have an edge on as far as how it trades. Let's see. Last time I had earnings gapped up, open, went from 56 to a high of 59. That's $3. So let's see. Right now we've already moved. Wait 1 second. From there to there, it's 54 to a high of, let's see, 59. Here's 58 to a low of 52. So that's 6. I would say DuPont has probably moved quite a bit already, but considering the way it's moving, I would follow DuPont short. Short bias on the day until it states otherwise. Really, as long as it's staying below this pre-market level right here at about 55.22, it's probably a short play on DuPont. Yeah, Michigan's quite freezing right now. So with Apple, I would watch Apple. Wouldn't be short bias on it yet. No, don't be short bias on it. So yeah, if we look at the SPY, so far pre-market, it doesn't look extremely bearish. You can already see it now. It's kind of trailing off. So with the way pre-market's setting up, I would probably say, watch it for an early morning sell-off initially. But when you come and look at the daily chart, let it load here. There's nothing about this chart that says it's bearish right now. We were almost bearish because we had a double top, but then we held the 9. We kept holding 9, so we're still curling. So right now, market's still bullish, right? The bulls are still in charge of the move. There's arguably, it's pretty obvious to me. If I look at this, when I look at this here, I would say, for sure, clear resistance. Like, if the market gets back up to 280, it's for sure going to sell off right at that level. Like, once it gets to 280, it's going to sell off. That's a no-brainer. That's the clear, obvious, structured resistance. But, on the same token, you can argue, like, what I see here is really the last little levels that a bear can hold on to before they kind of have to give in completely is right here at 269.20, and then right here at 271.34. Like, those are the last little levels. If over that, we should push right up to 280. And if it does, I'll be happy it does. But I would say that this is like the final straw for the bears right now. Where we're at this level that we're like almost completely bearish, should be gone. So really, you got 269.20 and you have 271.80, which are, like, to me, the last little line of straws that it has to would have to break through. I do watch Thinkorswim do trade. Dan, CFO leaving Tesla. Honestly, who cares? They CFOs, accounting out, they leave all the time for reasons, for whatever. To me, honestly, I really could. I don't think anything of it. I've seen that multiple times where it's like CFO leaves here, CFO leaves here, and usually it's like a short term, kind of seen as a negative, but long term, what's it really matter? Someone's going to fill his position, and everything will be back to business as usual. So I don't really see that as anything to worry about too much. You have to use the price level tool to draw the dotted line. I do have a platform setup tutorial. Hold on. I can't remember. Tree group. Yeah, that would be it. But those are the notes. Yeah, I can't remember the ticker of that stock. Never get it. Yeah, I'll take a look at Amazon. I think a lot of people asked about that, so I'll take a quick look here at Amazon. What's selling off the other day? Oh, come on. Oh, Amazon has earnings coming out in after hours today. So personally, I usually avoid trading stocks the day before their earnings just because I've noticed they can be a little awkward. So, I probably honestly I won't even give insight on Amazon personally. I'm not going to do that because the day before earnings, they can always be a little awkward, is what it seems like to me. And a lot of times we'll just kind of like do this like back and forth up and then back and forth down, and it just and for whatever reason, I don't even know what it is, but they tend to trade a little awkward on the day of their earnings if they're reporting after hours. So I probably would just hold off on Amazon personally. I'm not going to trade it. I normally never trade Amazon, but I would probably hold off. Day before earnings are usually a little awkward. If you're talking about UGAS or DGAS, make sure to follow your natural gas futures, and then you should have a pretty good understanding of how to trade it, because DGAS and UGAS trade off the natural gas futures. So whatever the natural gas futures do, DGAS or UGAS will either do or do the opposite of. So make sure to follow your natural gas futures if you want to trade DGAS or UGAS. Yeah, there's always a 1 thumbs down, 2 thumbs down, and honestly, you know what? I'm pretty sure that when they go to click the thumbs up, they accidentally slide over to the right and click the thumbs down and don't realize they're doing it. I think that's what happens. Yeah. Or maybe they it's been a while since they've gone to the eye doctor. I think their prescription for their lenses is a little off, and so they're mistaking the thumbs down for a thumbs up. That's what's happening. Yeah. That must be it. Oh, let's go. The thumbs down is climbing. Honestly, I love it. Hit it down as many times as you can. Please do it. Honestly, there's nothing more that makes me happier than a thumbs down. Anyways, it's been a good day. It has been a good day so far. 9, even better. Keep raising it. Please do it. That could be, some people could be mad I give the info. Honestly, who cares? The world is full of many people. It's a short squeeze on the thumbs down. Honestly, the thumbs down is getting short squeezed. We got to get out. We got to exit. Good stuff. So today, again, is mainly an earnings play day. This is kind of what I mentioned a couple weeks back. We were going to start picking up on earnings, right? We're going to start seeing more and more earnings plays coming. And this is kind of what it is. Now you can see my whole watch list is basically earnings plays. And I think it's one of the great ways that really any new trader could start off, because a lot of times traders are always asking, what's the hot stock? Where's the hot stock? And if a new trader would just go solely based on playing stocks right after they have earnings, they would always be following a stock that's pretty much volatile or having fast movement, With that being said, I will see you guys all tomorrow morning for another trading day, another pre-market watch list. Other than that, everybody have a great day. For everybody that gave thumbs down, make sure you have a better day, because it appears you're starting off on the wrong side of the bed today, as it is already. So make sure to get some breakfast in you, some coffee, talk to the wife, play with the kids, take the dog on a walk. Whatever it is you do to meditate, that's what you should do today. And maybe even avoid trading. It's not a good day to trade when you're already angry. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, everybody have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Take care.